Stop chasing everyone. Why your superfans are your real empire. Good evening, everyone. I want to start tonight by telling you about someone whose voice didn't just entertain, it liberated. Someone whose courage didn't just inspire, it ignited revolutions in the hearts of millions. Someone who taught us that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the most disruptive force on earth. I had the profound honor of sitting down with the legendary Billie Holiday, a woman who transformed pain into power, survival into sacred art, and showed the world that your deepest truth, told honestly, can set generations free. Billie Holiday didn't perform, she prophesied. She didn't just sing songs, she sang survival, resistance, and the kind of softness that refused to break. And tonight, I'm here to share what she taught me about building something that doesn't just succeed, but sustains. Something that doesn't just make noise, but makes meaning. Something that's undeniably, unapologetically yours. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you believe that to make it big, to really succeed in this world, you need to reach everyone? That the more people who know your name, the better off you'll be? That viral moments, massive streaming numbers, and millions of followers are the golden ticket to freedom, security, and success? Yeah, I see you. Most of us believe that. We've been conditioned to believe that. But here's the thing, and this is what Billie Holiday helped me see with such devastating clarity. That belief, that assumption that bigger is always better, it's not just incomplete, it's actually sabotaging us. Because the real engine, the true power behind sustainable success, especially for Black women, Black entrepreneurs, Black creatives who are building empires on their own terms without permission, without apology, without waiting for someone to hand them a seat at the table, that power isn't found in chasing millions of casual listeners or followers who scroll past your work without a second thought. It's found in cultivating, honoring, and serving a much smaller, much more devoted group of people. Your super fans. Let me say that again because this is the heart of everything. Super fans, those deeply loyal supporters who are willing to pay premium prices for exclusive experiences, who show up for you again and again, not because it's trendy, but because they believe in your vision so fiercely, they become partners, advocates, co creators in your journey. They are the real foundation of a thriving, sustainable career in 2026 and beyond. Not viral hits, not streaming numbers alone, not the algorithm, super fans. This challenges everything we've been taught, doesn't it? We've been sold the story that broad mass appeal is the only path to entrepreneurial success in entertainment, in business, in life. We've been conditioned to believe that if we just reach enough people, if we just go viral, if we just get those numbers up high enough, everything else will magically fall into place. The money, the influence, the freedom, the respect. But what if that's not true? What if that's actually a trap? What if the secret to building real wealth, lasting influence, and genuine freedom isn't in casting the widest net possible, but in going deeper, more intentionally, more intimately with the people who already love what you do? What if the path to empire isn't breadth, but depth? Dave, let me tell you about someone who figured this out early, someone who disrupted the entire playbook. Billie Eilish. Now, I know what you're thinking. She's young, she's a pop star, she's not like me. What does she have to do with my life, my business, my struggle? But stay with me because her story is a masterclass in what happens when you prioritize connection over clout, when you build for your super fans instead of chasing every trend that comes your way. In March 2018, Billie Eilish launched her Blush clothing line. She was still a teenager, still building her career from the ground up in her childhood bedroom in Los Angeles. She didn't have major corporate backing. She didn't have a massive marketing budget or a team of executives telling her what to do. What she had was something far more valuable. She had a grassroots fan base, people who had been with her since Ocean Eyes, people who felt seen by her music, people who wanted to be part of her world, not just consumers of her content. So she gave them something exclusive, something that felt like theirs and theirs alone, limited drops, social media teasers that made them feel like insiders, merchandise that was integrated with her album releases. So it wasn't just a product you bought, it was an experience you lived, a piece of the story you carried with you. And it worked. That clothing line became a sustainable direct to consumer revenue stream that didn't rely on radio play or streaming algorithms. She expanded into ukuleles with Fender, into vegan perfume that reflected her values, into collaborations with Converse that turned sneakers into statements. By 2026, her net worth hit $50 million. $50 million. Not because she chased every trend, not because she tried to be everything to everyone, not because she sold out or compromised her vision, but because she built something real, something sacred, something soft yet unbreakable with the people who mattered most, her super fans. Think about that for a second. A teenager recording music in her bedroom built a $50 million empire by focusing on depth, not breadth, by serving a devoted few instead of chasing the indifferent many, by creating experiences that made her superfans feel valued, seen, honored. Now, let's talk about what happened when she took that same philosophy on the road. The Happier Than Ever World Tour 2022 to 2023. This was post COVID. Remember, live events were coming back, but the entire landscape had shifted. People were cautious, anxious, grieving. Production costs were sky high. Artists everywhere were struggling to figure out how to reconnect with audiences after years of virtual everything, after years of isolation and uncertainty. But Billie Eilish didn't just throw a tour together and hope for the best. She didn't panic. She didn't compromise. She created hybrid experiences that honored where people were, virtual and in real life options. Premium ticketing that gave superfans access to something extraordinary. Merch bundles that deepened the connection, that turned a concert into a memory you could hold. All of it designed to deepen the bond with her superfans, to make them feel like they weren't just attending a show, they were part of a movement. And the result? $131.7 million, her highest grossing tour ever, sold out shows across the globe. Her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour opener alone grossed $1.64 million in a single night. But here's the part that moves me to tears every time I think about it. She donated $11.5 million from her 2025 tour proceeds to equity and climate causes. $11.5 million. She built wealth and she gave back. She created abundance and she shared it. That's the power of a superfans driven model. It's not just about making money, it's about making impact. It's about building something that reflects your values, that honors your people, that changes the world. Now, I want you to sit with this for a moment. Billie Eilish didn't wait for a major label to tell her what to do. She didn't wait for permission from gatekeepers. She didn't wait for someone to validate her vision or approve her strategy. She started small with a clothing line, with limited drops, with direct engagement. She built trust, one superfans at a time. She built intimacy in a world obsessed with scale. She built a community that became the foundation of everything else. This is what Billie Holiday taught me too. She didn't have the luxury of mass appeal in her time. She faced racism that tried to silence her, sexism that tried to diminish her, exploitation that tried to steal her genius. But the people who loved her, who really understood her, who felt her pain and her power in every note she sang, they showed up. They paid to see her. They bought her records. They told their friends. They became her super fans, even if we didn't call them that back then. And that loyalty, that deep, unshakable connection, that's what kept her legacy alive long after she was gone. That's what made her immortal. So here's the first key insight I want to leave you with tonight. Superfans fuel long term growth. If you're a Black entrepreneur, a Black artist, a Black leader building something from the ground up, your focus should not be on reaching everyone. Your focus should be on building intimate, high value connections with a niche group of people who believe in you, who see you, who will grow with you. Premium tiers, exclusive events, merchandise that tells your story and reflects your values. These create recurring revenue streams that go way beyond traditional sales, way beyond the hustle and hope model we've been taught. This is how you build something that lasts. This is how you build something that's yours. But here's the second insight, and this one's just as critical. You can't just rely on one thing. You have to diversify beyond your core offering. Billie Eilish didn't just make music, she built a brand. She created direct to consumer products that reflected who she was. She partnered globally, strategically, intentionally. She opened retail stores in Tokyo, New York, Madrid, London. She turned her artistry into an empire that touched every corner of the world. And that's what we have to do too. Leverage your brand, create products that reflect your values and speak to your people. Build partnerships that expand your influence and your income. This is how top artists scale. This is how you go from surviving to thriving. This is how you stop trading time for money and start building wealth that works for you. And here's where it gets even more exciting, even more revolutionary. Universal Music Group, one of the biggest, most powerful players in the entire industry, they're catching on. In 2026, Sir Lucian Grange laid out a strategy that's all about superfans, premium tiers on streaming platforms that give devoted listeners more access, more value, direct to consumer retail stores that create physical space for connection, virtual and physical events designed to deepen fan relationships and create unforgettable experiences. They're even expanding into Africa and Asia, tapping into fast growth markets, empowering independent artists with tools for global reach. This isn't just a trend that's going to fade, this is the future. And it's a future that's being built for us, by us, if we're willing to step into it with courage and conviction. But, and this is the third insight, we have to do this ethically. We have to do this with integrity. Billie Eilish didn't just build an empire, she built it on values that matter: vegan products that honor the earth, climate donations that protect future generations, equity causes that lift up uh, marginalized communities. She used her platform to make the world better, not just to make herself richer. And that's what we have to do too. Focus on responsible innovation. Use AI ethically in ways that respect creators and honor artistry. Integrate wellness into your offerings because our people are tired, they're hurting, they're hungry for healing. Partner with people who respect creators, who value integrity over exploitation. Tap into emerging markets, but do it in a way that honors the people and the cultures you're engaging with, not extracting from them. This is how you build something that's not just profitable, but purposeful. This is how you build something that reflects the soft girl era, that honors rest, boundaries, softness, and self prioritization without apology. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds beautiful, LeAnne, but I'm not Billie Eilish. I don't have a record deal. I don't have a team. I don't have millions of followers. I'm just trying to survive, to pay my bills, to keep my head above water. How do I even start? Where do I begin? And that's the beautiful, liberating truth I want you to hear tonight. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need a record deal. You don't need anyone's permission. You need a few dozen, maybe a few hundred people who really, truly believe in what you're doing. People who will pay for a premium experience because it means something to them. People who will show up to your virtual event, not because it's trendy, but because they trust you. People who will buy your merch not because it's cheap, but because it carries your story, your values, your vision. That's where you start. You start small, you start intimate. You start by asking yourself, who are my super fans today? Who are the people who already love what I do, who already see my value, who already believe in my vision? And then you create something just for them, a special offer that makes them feel seen, a behind the scenes experience that makes them feel valued, a limited edition product that makes them feel like insiders, like partners, like family, something that says, I see you, I value you, and I'm building this with you, not for you, but with you. Because here's the truth that Billie Holiday lived and that Billie Eilish is proving every single day. The soft girl era isn't just about rest and boundaries and softness, though it's absolutely about all of that. It's also about reclaiming your power in a world that's tried to take it from you. It's about building something that's yours on your terms without apology, without explanation, without asking for permission from gatekeepers who were never going to give it to you anyway. It's about recognizing that you don't have to hustle yourself into the ground, sacrifice your health, your joy, your peace to be successful. You don't have to reach everyone to matter. You just have to reach the right ones, the ones who see you, the ones who believe in you, the ones who will grow with you, the ones who will become your super fans, your partners, your family. Billie Holiday knew this. She didn't have the language for it, the frameworks, the strategies, but she lived it. She poured her pain, her truth, her soul into her music, and the people who needed to hear it, they found her. They became her super fans. They kept her legacy alive through decades of erasure, exploitation, and injustice. And now, generations later, we're still talking about her. We're still learning from her. We're still being moved, transformed, liberated by her to hear. That's the power of connection. That's the power of going deep instead of wide. That's the power of building for your super fans, of honoring them, of creating something sacred with them. So here's my challenge to you tonight, and I want you to take this seriously. I want you to let this disrupt everything you thought you knew about success. Who are your super fans today? Right now, in this moment, not someday. Not when you have more followers or more money or more time. Today. Who are they? And what exclusive experience can you create this week, not next month, not next year, this week, to turn them into lifelong partners in your entrepreneurial journey? Start small. A premium virtual event where you share something you've never shared before. A custom merch drop that tells your story in a way nothing else can. A handwritten thank you note that makes someone feel seen. Something that says, you matter to me. You're not just a number. You're not just a transaction. You're family. And I'm building this for you. And then watch. Watch what happens when you stop chasing everyone and start serving the ones who are already there. Watch your empire grow, not through exhaustion, but through intention. Watch your influence expand, not through algorithms, but through authenticity. Watch your joy return, not as a luxury, but as your birthright, because that's what the soft girl era is really about. It's about building something sustainable, something sacred, something soft, yet unbreakable. It's about letting go of the hustle as identity script that's been killing us and stepping into a new way of being, a new way of creating, a new way of thriving. It's about recognizing that rest is not laziness. Boundaries are not selfishness, and softness is not weakness. It's about claiming your power without apology and building your empire without permission. Billie Holiday showed us the way through her courage, her art, her refusal to be silenced. Billie Eilish is showing us the way through her innovation, her values, her devotion to her superfans. And now it's our turn. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop chasing. It's time to start building with intention, with integrity, with the people who already see your light. Your super fans are waiting. Your empire is calling. And the world needs what only you can build. So go create, disrupt. And remember, you don't need everyone. You just need the right ones. Start there. Start now and watch everything change. Thank you.